Today we're going to be working on this Maytag Centennial washer. The model number is on the display. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. So the problem that we have with this washer is that it's leaking water inside, so sometimes the clothes is really wet, and the last thing this machine was doing, it was turning on the pump on the middle of the night. The drain pump will come on because it was getting water inside the tub, so automatically, to avoid a flood, it starts draining by itself. As you can see, there's the drip. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there it is. It's dripping inside, and this is not a difficult situation that we have to troubleshoot because it's obvious that is the water valve. So we're going to go ahead and start by closing the water valve and go ahead and start getting your water lines disconnected. Always be prepared for water to spill out, so just have a piece of rag or like a bucket or something to put the water hoses in. That way you don't get water in the floor. So once you get the water hoses loose, okay, just try to put them in a place where you don't make a mess. And we're gonna go ahead and start by removing this panel, and you will put a putty knife and you will release a clamp that is holding by pressure in there. I'm going to show you in a little bit. This is the clamp, and later on in the video I'm going to show you that it's a hook and a clamp on the front of this panel. Once I put it back, there it is. As you see, the water hoses keep falling, and like I said, try to be prepared. I put a rag on the bottom just to grab the water from the water hoses when they drip. They're always gonna keep falling. So now you're gonna remove the two 1/4 screws that are holding the water pump in place. As a matter of fact, I don't know, I'm not sure if those screws were holding the water valve in place. I wasn't sure, but I did remove it because they were right next to the water valve. Always disconnect the appliances before you start working on it to avoid electric shocks, and always take pictures of what you're disconnecting. See, right now I'm disconnecting this water valve. Sometimes they will have like a lock mechanism, okay, but in this case it wasn't necessary because the new water valve brings the whole harness in all those terminals. But I'll just show you how to disconnect those water valve terminals in case you have to test it for ohms or anything like that. In my case, I don't need to test this water valve for ohms because the solenoid can test they are fine, but the water valve is not closing all the way and it's keep leaking. Now you're going to use I believe it's a T4 or a T5 screwdriver. I don't remember, but I'm going to focus that later on in the video. It's like a kind of a star screwdriver that you're going to need for this. There it is in the picture. That's the screw, and that is the screwdriver. I'm using my drill, but you can always use a screwdriver. You can get this set of T5, T4s bits on Home Depot or Harbor Freight. They will sell a little kit that brings all different sizes, and they've kind of cheap. It would pay about $5. There's the part number. It's gonna be a link in the description of this video if you need to get this water valve. There's the part number there, and we're gonna go ahead and unbox this new water valve. We're gonna go ahead and cut the tape off, and excuse the box, guys, but it was leaning, it was in the truck, and it was a whole bunch of stuff on top, but it's a brand new water valve. As you can see, there's the old one on the bottom. This is the new one coming out of the box. And you just, put it inside the hole and make sure those water line threads goes in the 2 holes for the hot and the cold side. Once you get the water valve in place, you're gonna install the 2 T5. I believe it's T5. I'm sorry guys, but I don't remember what size were those at the time that I'm recording this video. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks there I finished this repair, and I really don't remember, but you get the idea. Anyways, you might have this type of screwdriver around the house, or you can go get it at Harbor Freight or Home Depot, very inexpensive. Once you get the water valve in place, like I said, it brings a whole new harness. Just connect it straight to the board and that will do the job. Once you get the water valve in place and secured by the 2 screws, go ahead and put this panel back on. You gotta excuse my camera, was kind of acting up. As you see, I show you that in that angle just to give you a demonstration. Now I'm gonna take it off and make sure I put this back panel in the back in his housing the way it's supposed to, because otherwise it will not grab in the back. Once you get the back hook in place, the 2 clips on the front of this panel will clip the front part in place, and that was very self-explanatory. Just follow the video and that's the way you would do it. Keep in mind, you will need a very thin putty knife to be able to stick it in the front of that panel, to be able to release that clamp. Now we are installing the hot side and the cold side water hoses into the new water valve. Now make sure those water lines are tight, but make sure you don't over tighten it, because sometimes if you over tighten it, you will crack the gasket seal that is in this water line. You don't need to put Teflon when they bring this gasket in, or rubber seal, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you plugged in the washer and install the screw that supposedly is holding the water valve in place. Once you do that, go ahead and put the washer in place. And right now I'm about to do a troubleshooting test just to get water to come in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the washer on test mode, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave you with the original audio. I'm sorry, but it's not high quality, but you get the idea.
Go all the way around until you get there, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all this light's gonna start flashing over here. And think is to find error codes. Over here is for automatic troubleshooting, and over here it's for manual troubleshooting. Now we got into the list. The first thing you do is press, and the lights will go off. Then we'll start testing little by little. This is lit lock. Now to be able to do the rest of the test, you have to lock the door to be able to go to the washer and spin cycle. So right now we're only going to test water coming in, so we don't have to lock the door. Now we're testing for cold water. One more press, and this is the hot side.
If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.